Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Pearl and Jane weekly vlogs. It's finished, so I have named it Tenorite because that is I've looked online and this is what happens. I name these things all for a reason and then I forget, but it's a rock or a mineral, oxidized mineral thing that looks a little bit like, when you see the rock, has little flecks in it, so I thought it was the perfect name for it. So it is finished and ready to download. Fingers crossed, because I'm still recording these a couple of days before they go out, so I have to put this on the website. So hopefully when you're watching this on New Year's Day, oh my goodness me, Happy New Year everyone. Or you could be watching it any other time because they will be available for a very long time. So happy day. So yes, this will be available to download and also in the studio when I'm back open again after New Year, because again, if you're watching this on the Monday, I'm going to be shut for the next couple of days, but if you're watching it on another day, maybe I won't be. So yes, so this is available. It's finished, it's done. And it's the one that takes 2 threads of the mohair tweed. It has got merino in it. 2 threads of that, or you can knit it in 1 thread of the soft Donegal chunky. And this is the 2nd size and this is the 1st size. So they're done, yay! And I hope you'll enjoy, those that are going to knit them will enjoy knitting them. So that is done and dusted. And what I've recently been putting on Instagram is an end of year roundup of all the patterns I've done in 2023. Now I don't feel like I've done many patterns in 2023 because I just don't feel I've done that many. I've been doing lots of admin and lots of looking after the shop studio. So this is how many patterns I've done this year, but to me it doesn't feel like a lot. So in January I did the chunky Caspian hat, and those of you that are familiar with the Caspian hat, that's usually knitted in Aran weight yarn, and that was really popular. But I have people come in saying, oh, they wanted to knit it in chunky, so I did a chunky version, and that is up there. That was what I did in January. In February I did the Raven Scar cardigan. Now this is in yarn that I had quite a lot of and now I have none of. It was the Kilcara tweed, which was discontinued, so I did a pattern in it, obviously all sold out, but there are 2 versions in there. Obviously I keep saying obviously this time, usually it's and now it's obviously. You can knit it in any Aran weight yarn is what I'm trying to say. There is a long version and a short version. I'm trying to get a picture of the long version. I wore the long version this year, so that's the long version with a collar on it, and I really liked the long version. This I can't show you because during the year, once a year, I do a sample sale, and this was sold in the sample sale to a very lovely lady that was visiting Skipton on a canal boat. So I imagine it on a journey, keeping someone warm on their canal boat. So that was in February. In March was the Garten jumper, and then this one I then did in April a child's version. So this is the adult's version. So you have the adult's version called the Garten jumper, and then you've got the child's Garten jumper. So that's the child's version. So you have 2 patterns, and this here, oh, they're all falling over now. This here is the child's version, and this is knitted in chunky yarn, and I always like to do little details. And then because this is a drop shoulder, when it's over your shoulders, well, like this here, this is a drop shoulder. So with drop shoulders garments, you want them to be wider than what you are, because you need them to come over your shoulder and drop down, and it creates that nice detail there. So those were the ones I did in March and April, and in between those 2 I did the Devon jumper, and this is knitted in DK weight yarn. So we went from chunky to DK weight yarn, and this is just a simple crew neck. Well, they're all simple, but they're all simple shapes because I like simple shapes, and I feel simple shapes look good on everyone. And loads of different people try it. This is the thing that I forget, is that I see people coming into the studio and all different shapes and sizes try on my garments, and they all look good on them. So that's what I love. I want you to feel great in your knitted garments, and I totally understand when you're knitting something it doesn't always feel like that when you finish, but I like to help people get the right fit for them. Anyway, this is the Devon jumper, and this was knitted for gentlemen, but it is unisex, so it looks good on men or women, whoever you want to identify as. It looks good on anybody. So that's the Devon jumper, which I launched or released, downloaded, dropped in April. Then in May, there was quite a few in May. Oh, I didn't bring the sample through. Okay, so in May I did the rice rib hat, and this one has 3 different sizes on it. So it's got 4-ply, Aran and DK. So that's within the pattern, so you just choose which weight yarn you have, and it can be knitted short or long. The short one's over there and the long one's over there. I didn't bring them down to show you. It was silly of me. But that's knitted in the round. Also in May, I did the Waterson Fair Isle socks, because this is a simple Fair Isle pattern. Now I like to make these videos in under 10 minutes, but I feel like I'm running out of time and I haven't got all the way through. So maybe I should continue this next Monday, because I've got lots of my needles to show you. But anyway, this is the Waterson Fair Isle sock, and I did this one after my Fair Isle workshop for people to practice a simple Fair Isle on. Ooh, and then that one is here. So it's a nice simple Fair Isle for you to practice your Fair Isle on and not feel a bit too scared with all the different colours. Just 2 colours, but obviously experienced knitters can put lots of different colours in each of these if they so wish. Then also in May I did the olive tank top, which is a crocheted tank top, and that's this one here. So nice and simple, no shaping, just straight up, straight down, kept it nice and simple. Okay, so I want to show you what's on my needles. We're running out of time, so the rest of these I'll show you in the video next week. And so that is what I did from January to May. What I did over Christmas for some nice relaxing knitting is start a new design, which hopefully you'll enjoy too, you'll like. And this is the back of it. This is in the Super Space yarn, which I did the top down hat in. So I thought it would make a fab jumper, and this was really nice to sit down and relax with, so you're not really thinking about it. It's just knit on one side, and then I don't know if you can see, they're in squares, so it sort of creates, because of the way the yarn is, it creates a little bit of texture and detail without you really knowing what's going on. But yeah, so hopefully I'm going to get the front done. I've got this far on the front and the sleeves done in the next week or so, because it's super chunky. It's knitting up really quickly. Okay, so hopefully you can get this under 10 minutes, and I will share with you next week the other patterns.